This is Real Talk Real Estate with Ann Hilliard.
Welcome back to episode 10 of Real Talk Real Estate. I'm Chad Evans with Ann Hilliard. Hello, Ann.
Hello, Chad.
Great to see you. Thanks for being back here in the studio today.
I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited too because you don't know any of these questions and you didn't even know about the topic that we're going to talk about
No.
today. But this is my favorite topic to talk about, are misconceptions.
Okay.
These questions are for the people that watch TV and selling real estate in New York City, and they do it in 22 minutes and easy peasy, and
Yes.
home takeovers and makeovers and all of that stuff.
Awesome.
So these are the misconceptions between what's real and what's not.
Okay.
So we're going to jump right in, okay?
Okay.
First question, what would you say is the number one misconception people would have about real estate and the agents?
That it's easy.
They just think it's easy.
It's easy.
Why do they think it's easy?
It's easy money. Well, because if you are a skilled professional, you make it look easy. You don't let them see all of the stuff that happens behind the scenes that they don't really need to know.
And it's not easy.
It is not easy. It is definitely not. It is a very stressful, detail-oriented, knowledge-based business. And that's what it is. It is a business. We are running our own individual companies, even though we're affiliated under a brokerage. We're running a business.
What's the hardest part? Is it juggling your clients, making sure they go from start to finish, and then like you have a client over here and then a client over here? Is it scheduling? Is it the process to get them from beginning to end?
No, actually, I think the hardest part is when you have an agent on the other side of the transaction that is not as skilled.
Okay.
Because then you have to help them through the transaction as well as do your side of the transaction and hope that they've got somebody in their office maybe that's willing to jump in and help them. That's the hard part.
Okay.
Managing the showings and the paperwork and all that stuff, it really isn't. I mean, if you've done it long enough, it's really not that bad. It's having something out of your control. So the other side of the transaction is generally not in your control, and so therefore you're dependent on someone else. That's the hard part.
That's the hard part. Many, not me, many assume that real estate agents just open doors and collect commission. How do you respond to that stereotype? You open a door and cha-ching.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't that how it works?
No, not really. I mean, I have had clients that I have literally shown them homes for years. For various reasons. I have a family that I worked with, and I call it my Joe and Lois story.
Okay, yeah.
My Joe and Lois story. When I started working with Joe and Lois, they had 3 children, various ages, like 6, 8, and 4. And they had a very specific territory or geographic area where they wanted to live. They were very specific in the size of the house, the size of the land, and their price range. And they only called me when something that I had sent them was in that specific geographic area. So I wasn't out with them every day. I wasn't out with them every week showing them something every Saturday or every Sunday afternoon. It was sporadic, but they had 3 children when we started. They had 5, and I think 1 on the way when they finally purchased. So, sometimes they're long-term relationships. And so, if I would have calculated my dollar per hour, it'd have been negative, but they were nice people. And, ultimately I helped them achieve what they wanted, was to own a home where they could have a couple of animals and have a garden to teach their children about real life.
And they were super specific of what they were looking for.
Correct.
Which is great.
Correct.
And then one finally opened up.
Correct. And, you know, in today's market,
Yeah.
now you're working with people a long time because it's multiple offers. And so unless they've got unlimited funds or they're willing to take a chance, you're writing multiple contracts for them in hopes that one of them is going to stick. So it's taken longer there too.
But you got them in.
But you got them,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Okay. Is it true that real estate agents make a ton of money on every deal? Can you break that myth down for us? Make a boatload of money every time you crack a deal.
That is definitely false. So
Well, why do people think that?
what's the agent's fault that they think that? Truly, it is. So January, February, when you start looking at all those little magazines that you like to pick up.
Love them.
Yeah, love them. I sold $5 million. I sold $10 million. I, did all this volume, but they're not really telling you how it all shakes out till it's all said and done. And the volume doesn't mean income because you don't know what kind of a commission that agent really gets. So if they get, let's say, $2,000, that $2,000 goes to the broker, and the broker takes their portion first, and they take the franchise fee first, and they take their portion second,
Okay.
and then you're left with whatever is left over. And then you have to factor in your expenses because it's straight commission. You have to pay your advertising, your gas, your cell phone, your supplies, your computer, your paper, your advertising. Did I already say that once? But anyhow, so all those expenses are yours. And on a monthly basis, if you're not kicking out 4 or 5 deals a month, you're not making any money.
Yeah.
There are a lot of agents that I truly don't know why they stay in business. I wouldn't, if I was making what they're making, I'd quit.
Right.
I'd quit. That's me.
It's expensive to run a business.
It is expensive to run a business. And I used to, and the number has changed now, but I used to, when people would ask me, people that were thinking about getting their license, they wanted to come into business, and I'd look at them and I'd say, well, that's all well and good, but something you need to think about is I spend $500 before I turn my car on every month without fail.
Yeah.
So, and that's before anything is paid. And then when you get that little teeny tiny paycheck that's left, you have to tuck 30% of that away for your taxes because there's no withholding.
Right.
And what a surprise that is at the end of the year when you've got all that money you need to claim and you don't maybe have enough expenses and now you owe the feds.
Freedom isn't free.
Nothing
Uncle
is
Sam
free.
is showing up at your porch. Like, hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
We'll finance that for you.
Yeah, that's always fun. Oh, you thought that was your money?
Yeah, right.
No. So this might transition into what you were just talking about. So some folks think, real estate is like a side hustle. I'm not going to call out anybody, but I know a couple of people that think like this is a side hustle and really anyone can jump into it. Okay. So how do you explain the real commitment and skill that's involved? Because people are like, yeah, I sell homes on Saturdays. No big deal.
Do you really?
No.
Okay. So there are very few people who have been able to successfully make that part-time side hustle work. And part of it is the kind of people they are, the high A, high D, high driven people that are really motivated and can make that work. They also have generally somebody in the background helping them make all that stuff work. But if you're calling me at 8:00 or 9:00, I've already done my 10 hours.
Yeah.
You need to call somebody else.
Yeah.
Because really, I've taken care of my clients. I've done my time for the day. I'm at home now.
You're
And
at the pool with a glass of wine and you're
well,
yourself.
or whatever. But by 9:00, man, I'm in my jammies and dealing with an agent who worked all day. Not my problem. I can't fix anything at 9:00 at night.
Right.
So if you're not able to work with your clients during the day, who's doing it? Well, they end up calling the agent
yeah.
on the other side, and then you get all upset with me when they don't want to work with you anymore.
Right.
Because you're not available.
Do you see that a lot?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
The side hustle.
The side hustle. I teach a new member orientation with the Board of Realtors, and I'm going to say in the last 3 years, probably a third to a half of the people in that new member orientation, these are new realtors, new member orientation, a third to half of them are part-time agents.
Really?
Well, because it costs money to be a real estate agent, and
Yeah.
they have to have a job to supplement it.
Okay. Let's talk about you specifically now, Ann.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
You own RE/MAX Bridges.
I do.
And as an agency owner, what's a big misconception about your role that even your clients or maybe even members of your team might not realize? Feet propped up with a cigar in your mouth in the office?
Yeah. My team, first of all, our office is not run like most.
Okay.
The agents that work with me, they work with me, not for me. And they know what my role is. And my role is to support them. They're my clients. So, yeah, I have a lot of buyers and sellers that I work with, but my agents are my clients. So my job is to make sure that they have what they need to be successful in their business. So they know that if I'm there at 6:00, it's because I've helped them through the day. And now I'm doing what I need to do before I can go home to take care of my business. And I think that speaks to the kind of agents that I'm hiring and the support that they get and the support that I get from them, because they're all willing to do whatever I ask them. So if I'm tied up with something and I need somebody to run something, they're all very willing to do that. And that speaks to the kind of people that are in my office.
And you show by example.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's just the best way to do it.
Absolutely. I'm not too good to go put up a sign for them or to go cover a closing for them or whatever. And they would all tell you that they are very fairly paid.
Yeah.
I'm not, everybody thinks that the broker keeps all the money. Well, not in my case.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, it shows.
Thanks.
It shows. Do a fantastic job. This is a fun one too. So do people often think real estate agents can control or predict the market?
They always ask, well, what do you think the market's going to do? Well,
Fair question. You're in the industry. You should know.
I am. And
but can you control it?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The only thing that I can control is how I react to it. Really, because everybody is fussing about the interest rates. Well, they are what they are.
It is what it is.
And so therefore,
Yep. It is what it is.
It is what it is. And people are going to buy, people are going to sell, and that's just what's going to be.
Okay. Do you think interest rates will go lower? Can you predict that?
No.
They're just...
The indicators are that there may be a slight reduction, but they're not, the feds are saying it's not going to fluctuate enough to make people happy, which is 3%. And I don't think we're going to see 3% for a really long time.
Okay.
If ever.
If ever. Right. Okay. There's a belief that agents just sell and don't actually care about people. So you personally, how do you build trust and show that it's more than a transaction? How do you do that?
Well, it's a relationship business.
Right.
I mean, you have to build that relationship with them, I think, by having conversations with them before you actually even show them a house.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say I've probably talked as many people out of buying a property as I have to talk them into it. I've got a client now that she asked me about a house, and I'm like, well, it's right on the fringe of the flood zone. Are you really sure that's what you want to do? Being able to help them make a conscious decision about how they're spending money, I think helps build that. And I I don't need paid badly enough to not care about what's going to happen, because I want the long term with them. I want them to send people to me when after they've done. I want them to be raving fans.
Right.
And that's the goal.
Right. You give it to them straight. And
Absolutely.
You have to.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
I wanted a cabin for a couple of minutes, and you talked me out of that. You're like, why? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, but it's true. It's true.
Okay, let's talk maybe about your team here. What's a misconception about your team or the collaborative effort behind every deal that people usually overlook?
That was a lot.
That is a lot. A misconception about your team or the joint effort behind every deal that people usually overlook. I guess maybe it's a question where, you know, after the deal is made, wipe our hands of it, off to the next client kind of thing.
Not the agents that I've hired.
Right.
I asked them regularly, where did your last deal come from? Past client referral. Where did your last deal come from? Where'd this listing come from? Well, I sold their brother's house and he told them that they should use me. So that's a clear indicator that the agents in my office are making sure that they're staying in touch with their clients and that they did a job that they're willing to recommend them. All of the agents in my office do a lot, mostly referral business. Referral business.
So is that your main point on how agents get leads? I mean, sure, with like listings and stuff, but you see just straight up testimonial.
Buyer leads those are the best leads you can get because they already know what to expect because someone has said to them, well, I bought and this is how it went. And I felt really comfortable with the agent and the advice that they gave to me. So you should use them if you're going to buy a house. They understand financing. They can get you through the paperwork. They're not going to be overly reactionary when something isn't going the way that it should. So yeah, those testimonials speak volumes.
And you've worked with, maybe some of your agents worked throughout generations, right?
Yes.
That's special, like when that happens.
Well, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Kind of is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them that has been grandparents, parents, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Okay. 2 more, then you're off the hook.
Okay.
All right. How has technology, Anne? I know you like your
again.
I know you like your technology. How has technology helped debunk or maybe even created new misconceptions about your job? How has technology created misconceptions? Do you want to talk Zillow or?
Zillow.
Yeah.
Well, Zillow is in the news again because of some regulations that may be changing in the way that listings are handled. So there's now a whole pushback from Zillow. What I will say in general, cell phones in particular and the internet have changed the pace of the business. When I started in business, it was a goal to do 25 deals in a year. That's 2 a month. Well, 25 deals now is like, are you only working part-time kind of thing?
Wow. Just because of the rapid pace.
Because of the speed and how quickly you're able to respond. The leads that come in on our websites, if you don't respond to them in 10 minutes, they're off to somebody else.
Yep.
So you have to be able to react pretty quickly. And I think that's the 24/7 life we live in with the cell phones and being online. I get leads come into my email after midnight that would never have happened before in the early days of me selling real estate.
Yeah.
We had dial up.
Sure.
You know, and no email.
No email.
and really no cell phone.
Yeah.
So that, I think, has changed a lot of it. And is it for the good?
Yeah, right. Well,
Is 24/7 for the good? Maybe not. But that's the world we live in.
well, it's not going to go the other way.
No,
It's
absolutely
just going to
not.
get faster.
Correct. And the agents that are not willing to adapt or unable to adapt or push back against it, they're going to be left behind.
So saying this industry is fast paced is almost like an understatement.
April to October, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're in the thick of it right now.
We are in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Actually, today, if you list your house this week, today specifically is the day, it has a much better chance of selling than any other time in this market.
By the way, this podcast is recorded on April 14th of 2025.
Yes. That was a news item, and it's been in the realtor news for a little while. But if you were going to list your house, today was the day to do it.
Because of this spring fever, people moving and shaking, and
I don't know, but they just said that if you listed your house today, the chances were that you would sell your house for more quicker than any other week in this.
That's
in this
interesting.
market. Yes,
that's interesting.
it was an NAR report that they put out.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? Well, we just had problems with a well pump. Maybe we should put that on the. Today's the day, maybe.
Today's the day.
Today's also the day for a new well pump at Chad's house.
Yes.
Okay, final question.
Yes.
If you could clear up just one misunderstanding about a real estate agent or an owner of an agency for good, and you might have answered this on your first question, what would it be and why? Just one. And if you want to say that people think it's easy, dive back into that thing, because
they
you're
do.
right.
They do think it's easy, and they think that, and truly, that it doesn't cost anything to run a business. Well,
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. They have no clue.
Yeah.
And it's a time commitment. And I think that the agents sometimes lose sight of what actually the brokers do give up to provide the services for them. And they say there's no I in team. So if you want to be a part of a functioning office that's supportive and collaborative and has a good office culture, you have to be a part of that team.
Would you recommend, what kind of advice would you give to somebody that might have been in real estate for a while now and is looking to maybe start their own agency? Or do we have to wait for the book to come out?
No, you don't have to wait for the book to come out.
I mean, you enjoy it.
I honestly,
You love it.
I am living my best life.
Yeah.
I am living my best life, but that's because I knew that my business space would carry me if I didn't hire one agent.
You had your ducks in a row. Before.
I knew that I had the reserves to carry the company if I had to. And every sale that one of the agents makes, although the vast majority of their commission goes to them, their contributions do provide for the services that I provide for them.
Season 1 in the books, bud.
Season 1 in the
We
books.
did it, partner.
We did it.
Real talk, real estate. And I'm looking for season 2. I'm ready.
And Hilliard.remax.com.
That's where you need to go. Reach out to
Ann.
Ann, and she'll answer any question you have.
Sure.
We went through
lots.
over 100 questions.
Really?
I think.
Well, probably. Yeah, I have nothing to hide.
That makes sense.
I have nothing to hide. You know, it's real talk. If you want to know the truth, everybody knows.
Real talk, real estate. And Ann, thanks so much for taking the time. We're going to look
thank
forward
you.
to doing it again. All right.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.